Good morning, everybody out there. Thanks for allowing us to start your day with us. I am Mike Hill in Los Angeles, and yes, we will give you the latest on the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill that is expected to pass the House today without the help, probably, of Republicans. We'll talk more about that. But everybody, Sharon, is still talking about what happened during the interview with Oprah Winfrey, and the Queen has spoken, or at least she gave a statement.
Yes, Meghan and Harry, Archie, will remain much loved family members. And about that racism, we're gonna deal with that. We're saddened, I think she said, but they're really gonna keep it in house.
Concerning,
never really addressed it. Said recollections may differ. I think it said. We'll get the full statement for you. Suffice to say, it did not apologize. It didn't say much, but it seemed to come from the Queen herself. And remember, as we reported right here yesterday, Harry did rule out the Queen and his grandfather, Prince Philip, saying that they weren't the ones that inquired about how dark Archie's skin would be before he was born. But the whole thing, Mike, is just, you know, it's stunning because you have black people like me who are just like, it's so delicious. You know, I almost need a bib. I'm drooling over just the truth coming out. And then you have others who mostly, you know, not all white people, of course, but those who have opposed the interview. I don't know what you would really oppose, quite frankly, have said things like, I don't believe Meghan Markle. And there is this hunger, this need, oftentimes, again, and we've talked about our desire, overwhelming desire, I think sometimes as black and brown people, to just be loved, to just be believed. And that's the first thing when someone gives you the hand and says it didn't really happen. I don't know that we need you to accept. I just think you need to shut up and listen. You know me. I think you need to shut up and listen sometimes, whether it's a royal saying this or an unarmed black man's family left behind. You need to just shut up and listen sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Racism, as we mentioned yesterday, does have a passport. It travels all across the world. Black men, black women in Europe, in England, here in the United States, obviously, it happens here. And you wonder why they want Meghan not to talk about the details of what she had to endure. Is it because she is a fair-skinned woman? I mean, some people have brought up that point. Is it because she has a lot of money? Some people brought up that point, which I thought was quite ludicrous, because I think, you know, hey, if you have money, it still doesn't exclude you from being, under attack when it comes to racism at all. We got an actor, a great actor, Wendell Pierce, who has been in The Wire. He actually played on Suits with Meghan as her father. He came out and he made a good point. Don't get me wrong when he's talking about clogging the news cycle with this when you're still dealing with the COVID situation. But just because, you know, you have the COVID situation going on, which is getting a lot of coverage, the coverage that it deserves, doesn't mean that you shouldn't bring up issues when it comes to racism, when it comes to sexism, when it comes to microaggression against black women that happens all the time, or when it comes to mental health. This woman was talking about killing herself and not getting the help that she was looking for at that particular time. So those things are still important in today's society. So Wendell, love you to death, but you probably should have sat this one out, my brother.
Yeah, I love him too. And I'm not going to do to him what I just referenced people are doing to Meghan Markle. If these are his true feelings, I believe him. And like you said, it's a point, even a good one. But the other pandemic is not going away either. As we look at Wendell Pierce's tweet, I'm the dumb lefty because I'm not complicit in the celebrity profiteering by the monarch. That seems personal as he goes on to talk about, you know, taxes and the Windsors and, you know, privilege. It seems personal, but never mind whatever's going on there, Wendell. Racism is a pandemic too, and it was here long before COVID-19. It will remain long after we have herd immunity. So I don't like it. I don't like what he did there. He may be a great actor, but that was gross. It was gross to me.
And you know what? What was crazy about this, Sharon? I'm sorry. The irony in this whole situation is, by him speaking on it, it means that the voices continue because he's talking about it, right? So you kind of continue the narrative. You can kind of continue the news cycle going there. I'm guarantee you, like if he had a movie coming out, he'd be promoting that, right? And that's part of the news cycle. That's taken away from. I'm just saying that would be part of his obligation, and nobody would say anything about that. And that's about a movie. This is about real, true life issues that are going on. And I don't care how much money this woman has. I don't care how light she is or whatever. All these different excuses. I don't care what the right is saying when it comes to, you know, her privilege. I don't care. She went through this and she's putting it on a platform. She spoke to Oprah, which a lot of people in this country are once again going through racism, microaggression, and of course the mental health issue, which is really important to me. So I just think that sometimes we just need to let people have their platform. Let people say what they have to say, and then let the news organizations decide how they're going to divvy up what's going to get the coverage.
Yeah, because I know how this news organization is going to decide at BNC. And I'm going to say something else. This whole narrative that Harry is married to an emasculating black woman who is just dragging him across the pond to LA saying, you're going to live this life. I think it's a reach and an overstep. I think Harry woke up when he fell in love with her. I think he listened. I think he traveled a little bit outside of his comfort zone and the palace. And I think he is now fully, if not fully awoke, boy, he's becoming there. And I think Harry's the one that is saying, oh my God, I had no idea. I had no idea what is going on behind these royal walls. And I think this is a stretch, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think he's ready to bring the whole thing down and let the monarch end with the Queen and his grandfather. I think he is sickened by everything that's gone on, including the little boy who walked behind his mother's coffin.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's been dealing with this his entire life because he saw his mom go through the same thing. So he doesn't want his wife to go through it. Real quick, one more point on that. The Queen said she was saddened about the full extent of the interview. Issues about race concerning. Well, like you mentioned, I didn't hear an apology and I did not hear a denial. And I also did not hear her saying something about an investigation. Think about that. They were going to investigate when Meghan was being accused of being a bully. Why isn't there an investigation? If you don't investigate, it's either two things. When it's some kind of powerful situation that's going on right now, it's either you already know or you don't care. Bottom line.